For a lot of us, allergy season feels longer and more severe. So what's the best fix for itchy eyes, watery eyes, and nonstop sneezing? Joining me now, Dr. Jennifer Bourgeois with the information that a lot of us need to hear. We're so glad you're with us today. Is age a factor for allergic reactions? And tell us, when should people start taking allergy medications?
Yeah, well, this year projects to be one of the most severe allergy seasons in years. And with tens of millions of Americans suffering from seasonal allergies, it's imperative that consumers are prepared.
What
And
can
so,
go on? Yeah.
5 tips for staying healthy during allergy season. One, finding the right medication. It's important that you speak with your pharmacist or doctor to determine which medication is going to be most effective for your symptoms. And then 2, take the medicine before the symptoms began. So many allergy medications can actually be preventative, and taking them prior to symptoms starting can actually be most beneficial for you. The 3rd tip, check your local allergy forecast. So peak season will be different depending upon area that you live and certain weather conditions. So make sure to check that. 4th tip is minimize bringing those outdoor allergens inside. So we know with seasonal allergen pollen, it's airborne. So if you're spending a lot of time outside, then you could actually bring that inside. So a tip that I have is take your shoes off, maybe change clothes. And then of course you could consider washing your hair if you've been out for long periods of time. And the last tip I'd like to share is just considering that while the goal is to stay healthy, you can also save money while doing it. So discount card services like Single Care are a great way to save on those allergy medications. And in fact, generic Flonase out of pocket will run about $62. And then when you're taking advantage of that service, it's actually about $12 out of pocket.
A number of great measures that you just shared, and really interesting about the preventative steps as well. Anything, because as we know, you try to get a good night's sleep and it can be unbearable when you have allergies. Any advice to help you get a good night's rest as you're dealing with these allergies?
Sure. I think first and foremost, finding a medication that can help alleviate some of those problematic symptoms, that's key. Also nasal rinses. So there's a proper way to use these, but a nasal rinse can actually help to remove some of that excessive mucus that can build up in the nasal cavity, creating some of that congestion that's problematic for sleep. And if you have specific symptoms and you'd like recommendations for those, you can always reach out to your local pharmacist.
Well, we appreciate your recommendation, taking a mental note right now. Dr. Jennifer Bourgeois, thank you for joining us on the National Desk.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.